looking for answers to hopefully make sure no one else is attacked and killed by stray dogs after neighbors told us packs of dogs roam their community all the time.
Animal Control says the dogs responsible for that attack were put down, but neighbors say a new pack of dogs was spotted just this morning. Chastity Maxey is live and on your side with that new surveillance video showing another potential problem, Chastity.
Well, Morgan and Sarah, I spoke to a neighbor this morning who tells me that there was a pack of dogs that were roaming her property this morning, and she showed me that doorbell video. Now, Consuela Lewis has been living in her home in the McDonald Chapel neighborhood for 47 years, and while Animal Control caught and euthanized 6 dogs this...
Man, do y'all see that? I forgot to talk about this yesterday. Did I go live yesterday? I think it was yesterday. This is why I said I'm going to get a fence. And this is a nice neighborhood. Look like a very nice home. But it doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. Nutters are everywhere. And I wouldn't tolerate this. Oh no, I would neutralize the threat. You better believe that. This is one crazy story, man. How many of y'all heard about this? It surfaced maybe 4 or 5 days ago, 5 or 6 days ago. Where is Jefferson County? This is crazy. It gets crazier, people. Let me see. I want to see what this. Okay, it's in Ohio. Okay, let's continue.
Control caught and euthanized 6 dogs this week, she said.
That was 4 of them that you just saw just then. 4 large mutts. And what are they doing? What are they doing? They're looking for something to eat, looking for something to attack. That's what they're doing. Eat, attack, eat, and attack. That's why they don't deserve nothing from us. All this time, they've been living in our society. And they still do nothing but eat and attack. They should be euthanized. It's really that simple. Let's wipe these things clean from the face of the earth. That's the best possible idea anybody could come up with. They should be exterminated. And all world governments should work together to exterminate them.
Euthanized 6 dogs this week. She says the problem is far.
Euthanize more. 6 dogs? You haven't even got started.
Is far from over. Just this morning, Lewis says 4 dogs were sniffing around her house. Home surveillance video showed.
Sniffing. And notice how they always sniffing. So the gluttony, I just can't. How are you not turned off by that? It's disgusting.
Surveillance video shows the pack roaming around her property. 1 dog actually coming onto her front porch.
Look at that. You get up early in the morning. It's time to go to work. You walk outside and you see this. This is why I said I'm going to have a fence. It's going to be the most high-tech fence you ever seen in your life. And don't get me started. I might keep a couple bobcats outside. Let them stand guard. For the most part, bobcats can take any dog. For the most part. They on the record beating up pit bulls. Yeah. I refuse to live in a community like this. There's 4 dogs on the screen right there.
Onto her front porch. Lewis says she refuses to be a prisoner in her own home, so she carries a weapon with her when she takes her afternoon walks.
It's only a few entry points to this community. You know, we can put some hunting cameras in the entrance and exits, catch the people that are dumping these dogs, to see if the dogs are just coming in by themselves from other neighborhoods that they've been dumped in.
Now, I don't understand why people do this. Why they'll just dump dogs off somewhere. They figure, oh, everybody loves dogs. Somebody will take them to a shelter. How dangerous that is. Another piece of evidence that these people are sociopaths. Like, at what point do you recognize or anticipate that something is dangerous? It never dawns on them. Maybe I shouldn't do this. You drop 4 dogs, large, grown dogs, off somewhere. Those dogs could run straight into a crowd of kids. Like, what is going through these people's head when they do stuff like this? And why would you when you have shelters? There's shelters everywhere. These people are lunatics, man.
Hoods that they've been dumped in.
Now, animal control says that they...
Now, what does she mean? She said there are only a few entry points to that community. Like, is this a gated community? Like, sounds like a suburb or something. Yeah, y'all need to install cameras. People, it's time to get serious. These nutters have completely lost their mind. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everybody. Once again, my work is never done. Our work is never done. And I'm very thankful for all the support that I've gotten over the years. I was just listening to some of my old videos, checking out the comments, and I'm proud of the work that I've done thus far, because my videos have managed to get people talking, and that's what I appreciate. That feels like a victory. I've gotten the discussions started. And I'm not saying it was just me, but you know, there are a lot of comments in the comment section. A lot of comments in the comment section of my videos. And I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that. I ran into this video that I forgot that I even made. Forgot that I made a part 2 to dogs. Dog lovers are disgusting.
It is one thing to...
And this is back when I had that old junky microphone. Okay, this was 2 years ago I uploaded this. I'm proud of this, man. Now, it only has 10,000 views, not that many views, but what I like is the number of comments that was generated. Oh, man, whenever I feel frustrated, whenever I feel like nobody is listening, I have to remind myself that there's a lot of discussions that I've managed to get started. And I feel real good about that. Because if they're having a discussion here, if they're saying anything about it, that means they're going to continue to talk about it. This is how you spread the word, people. This is how you get the world to change, right? You have to force the change. And this is strange because we're appealing to people's common sense, or what should be common sense. We are trying to appeal to people's nature, instincts. There's nobody who can convince me that it's not our natural instinct to want to stay away from all predators, especially dogs. And that's why they need the propaganda to be nonstop, so that they could turn us against our instincts. And I'm very proud to be a part of the force in nature to get us back on the right track. And same goes for all of you. In fact, all of you have really had more of an impact than me. Most of the impact, people are most impressed. I'm telling y'all, I've said this before, not by my videos, not by what I say. When they come to this channel, they're most blown away by not only the number of comments, but the depth of the comments. And I had a content creator point this out a long time ago to me. He said, hey, you are a valuable content creator because you get people to want to interact, to leave comments, and to leave lengthy comments. That's what I'm most proud of. A lot of people, you know, they have a lot to say. It's not just a quick comment or anything like that. And yeah, I wish I could speed up time. That way we could get to this dog-free world as fast as possible. And it's coming. Don't worry, people. It is coming. Now, you see the title of the live stream. Again, big shout out to everybody up in the house. And it's sort of a response to a video that I watched earlier today and an article that I was checking out. Now, what in the world did I do with it? Hey, did y'all hear about this? I just now heard about this. Animal control investigating poison cases after multiple dogs die. This was published just a few days ago, maybe a little over a week or two ago, February 27th, 2023. All right, let's check this out.
Jonathan Morgan, it's a really sad story. Animal control tells me that 2 dogs unfortunately have died over the last few weeks, and test results show it was because of poisoning. Now, investigators believe these 2 dogs' cases are connected, but they're still working to figure out what kind of poison and if this was intentional or not. Now,
you trying to figure out what kind of poison. Now, I don't know how that works. If they don't know what kind of poison it was, how do they know it was poisoned? How do they know it's poisoned? There are a lot of natural things that are poisonous only to dogs. Right? What is it? Chocolate? They're allergic to a whole bunch of weird stuff like onions and I know xylitol and other things. They just can't eat grapes. If I'm not mistaken, grapes. So things that are natural kills dogs. That is telling.
Animal Control's Rodney Bannister tells me there is a 3rd suspected case of deadly poisoning, another dog, but they'll need labs to confirm. He also sent me this picture here. Take a look. It's a residence sign off of County Road 222 offering a $2,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest.
Wait.
Sign off of County
$2,000 reward for anybody who wants to, give some information. And if it leads to an arrest. Okay. This is pathetic, man. This is pathetic. Really? Over a couple dogs? Oh, this is why we're going downhill. Don't have our priorities straight. What are you even worried about this for?
Road 222 offering a $2,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest. Now, 2 of the dogs were German Shepherds, and Bannister says depending on the potency of the poison, it doesn't take much to severely hurt a large or small animal. He says,
oh, you're just talking about dogs. Stop that. It does not take much to poison a dog because every other natural food item is poisonous to them. And that is very fitting because these are mutants. I always talk about how abnormal and dysfunctional they are. Well, here's more evidence.
The land near 222 should be safe and they don't suspect poison to be anywhere else. But he says the best thing you can do to keep your dog safe right now is to keep them at home.
I'm a big proponent of...
Yeah, keep them at home where your family resides. Right? Increase chances that somebody in your family get mutilated.
keep your dogs confined to your property where they can't wander and can't get off into anything. And just
listen to how they're talking. Doesn't it sound like they're talking about a nuisance, a menace to society? Even the things that dog lovers say, keep your dog in your house. But then that's what they did during COVID. And it resulted in an increase in attacks. The solution is to get rid of the dogs. Stop playing, people.
Can't get off into anything. And just keep a close watch on your dogs and keep them confined.
Keep a close eye on them and keep them confined.
Now, Bannister tells me it is illegal to poison domestic animals and wildlife. He says symptoms of animal poisoning that you need to look out for right now, or if they become lethargic or maybe lose their balance or they're really just not behaving like themselves, he says take them to the vet immediately.
Oh. Well, this is nature taking its course. I don't know what happened in this case exactly, but you're going to get people who get frustrated. They're going to get frustrated. Silently, many people hate dogs. Many people. And when you have people dealing with a barking dog or a dog that is terrorizing the community, some people snap. Some people snap. Now, speaking of that, I'm going to save this subject, the topic, towards the end a little bit, if you don't mind. Bear with me. I don't want to go in too hard on Brooklinn Khoury, but it's a good question. It's fitting. Brooklyn. All these operations that Brooklinn Khoury is having is remarkable. Are you going to put your face right up to another pit bull? She had dozens of surgeries, only to do what? Get it bitten off again? No? So are you avoiding pit bulls going forward? Brooklyn? If so, it would be nice if you told us about it. Right? Have a positive impact on people if you dare. Instead, what she's doing is actually encouraging people, other people, to put themselves in danger. Terrible stuff. But we will get to that. What in the world is going on here? That story of that man, the 81-year-old, who was mauled, and they arrested the dog owner, is this guy, and they arrested his girlfriend or his wife, whatever she was. Okay? That story is crazy. There was an update to that story that surfaced here today that I want to deal with. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, as a matter of fact. Let me pull something up here. They got a bunch of comments from those people's neighbors. How many of y'all saw that article? I think it surfaced maybe yesterday or something. And they should do this after each attack. And I'm telling you, I wish that I could, if I could do this full time, I would make trips. I would make it a point to talk to interview some of these people who are attacked or people in the neighborhood to get their thoughts about the owner of whatever dog has attacked someone. Because this tells you everything you need to know, especially when it comes to how you should deal with these people before the dog attacks anyone. Okay? If your community is basically being terrorized, you all need to work together as a community to drive the nutters out. Oh, yes. That is exactly what should happen. Now, where is this story? Here it is. I'm sorry. I found it. I read this for the first time today. I was so heated. I'm still heated about this because it shouldn't have gotten this far. Now, this is a follow-up to that story of the 81-year-old man who was killed by dogs, and his dead body was just laying right there in the front yard. The title is SAPD called more than 100 times in 2 years to the home where the dogs were involved in fatal attack. How crazy is that? Let's listen to this.
100 calls and complaints to police. First at 5, 100 calls and complaints to police at the home where a deadly dog attack happened. A home where dog owners Kristen Moreno and Abilene Snyder lived for 2 years.
Nearly 2 weeks after that deadly dog attack on Douglas Street, neighbors tell us they had reached out to their councilwoman along with police with their concerns. They never heard anything back from their councilwoman.
Because their councilwoman was probably a fellow nutter. And when they hear reports about a dog that's a danger or threat or nuisance, they take offense to it. They take offense to the people who made the report, who made the call. They view them as dog haters, and they don't do nothing. That's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Had she acted on the reports that were reported by people in the community, more than one person, this wouldn't have happened. But because nutters want to let other nutters just fester and terrorize communities, this went on for some 2 years and ended in a fatality.
Reports how what was common knowledge in that neighborhood never reached City Hall.
In a 2-year span, 112 calls were made to police concerning a home on Deplis.
112 calls in 2 years? You can't be serious. What a failure. What a failure. And their negligence, their irresponsibility. What are we paying you for? Taking our time for what? Just so you can ignore 112 calls over a 2-year period where people saying that these people are a danger, a threat to the whole community? The whole community should have kept these people in check.
Street. That home is where Christian Moreno and Abilene Schneider lived. The two now facing charges for this February. Home is where Christian Moreno.
Look at that guy. You can look at this guy and tell this is a dirt bag. I mean, an absolute dirt bag. Putting everybody in the community in danger. Where's your humanity? Like, where's your humanity? I could not sleep at night knowing that my dog could rip somebody's child's throat out. What's wrong with you, man? The community is supposed to be an extension of your home. And just because you keep predators in your home, that don't give you the right to expose everyone in the community to your worthless predators. We got to stand up to these people, man. There's no reason why these people should have been able to terrorize the community for 2 years. Everybody saw where this was headed. That is very sad.
And Abilene Schneider lived. The two now facing charges for this February 24th dog attack that killed 81-year-old Ramon Nájera and injured 3 others. Neighbors telling KSAT.
Look at that. Look at that filth. We have to stop ignoring stuff like this. Now, if someone would have saw this home and said, look at that filthy, nasty home, I believe filthy, nasty, low-class people live in that home. If you would have thought that, you would have been correct. I mean, it's sad, it's unfortunate. But crazy people will often give you signs that they're crazy. Don't turn a blind eye to the signs, to the red flags, right? We've all learned lessons in life from turning a blind eye to the warning signals. We can't afford to do that with these nutters. It could result in the loss of life of your child, of you, or anyone.
Last week that the neighborhood was peaceful until
Y'all, let me rewind that. Listen to this.
3 others. Neighbors telling KSAT last week that the neighborhood was peaceful until the 2 moved in.
It's been a nightmare living here.
Like, wow. Is this a propane tank? Look like a propane tank. Man, who just allows their home to get this filthy and junky? It's unbelievable.
2 moved in.
It's been a nightmare living here with them, you know?
The range of calls.
The neighbors said it's been a nightmare. They said more than that. They should have been congregating with each other. People, these nutters, when they move into my apartment complex, they know what time it is. Y'all remember, used to hear that dog barking? It's been forever since you heard that dog. And I told y'all what I did. I knew that dog was disturbing everyone in this building. And real late at night, I slid a letter underneath everybody's door, giving them the number to the dog warden, the police department, and the manager. Told them, file a report. If we all file a report and report this disturbance, they're going to have to address it. But here, the community basically did that. 200 calls in 2 years that resulted in a fatality. There's a lot of blood on their hands. Law enforcement. That is crazy.
Calls made to police include numerous types of disturbance calls, shots fired, a call involving...
Shots fired? From that home. Their neighbors called the police and told the police, shots fired. Yeah, these were dangerous people.
Call involving Child Protective Services and 2 calls made that were animal related. One neighbor even showing us this letter they sent to San Antonio District 5 Councilwoman Terry Castillo.
Wow, look at that. The community was doing their part, man. They was doing their part, and they were trying to do it by the book. And they still got no results. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all, man. We're on our own. We're on our own. We have to defend ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. There are too many nutters in the courts, too many politicians who are nutters. Yes, through and through. We got to look out for ourselves.
In it, complaints about nothing being done and stating, quote, "To us in the neighborhood, we are fearful of our lives and concerned about our safety."
People, no, no, no. Man, this is infuriating. You know what it was? The right person was not living in that community. If the right person was in that community, those dogs would have been taken care of. I can guarantee you that. There's no way I could have been in that community.
We asked Castillo, and she says she never received the letter.
We asked the constituent around what time frame that it was delivered. She did not recall, and then I asked if there was a follow-up email or phone call, and there was not.
Castillo did go on to say that she is now in communication.
Oh, stop. 112 calls? Don't tell me you didn't know nothing. You was oblivious. Okay, maybe you didn't get that one letter, but you knew about this. And what these nutters do, they work together. Just like that, just like that police officer that I shared on live stream when she walked in and sort of offered the dog owner an excuse so that they wouldn't have to put the dog down. These people work together at all times, and they do their best to enable other dog owners to terrorize other people. I don't know what it is. It's some sick pleasure they get out of putting people's lives in danger.
Communication with neighbors. As far as Christian Moreno and Adeline Schneider, they are still in the Bexar County Jail awaiting indictment. Each are facing a charge of injury to elderly and dangerous dog attack resulting in death. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Keep up to date with all of San Antonio's top news.
Wow. Terrorizing that community for over 2 years. This is a case of bullying. These people, this couple, they were a couple bullies, bullying everybody in the community. This is crazy, man. This story
It's been
really
a nightmare living here with them, you know?
Tonight, neighbors.
This story's really gone viral. Crazy stuff. But anyways, as I digress, there's just so many stories right now. So much to talk about right now. But I spent a good deal of my day talking about Brooklinn Khoury. Well, thinking about her, reading about her. She has appeared in the news again. She's appeared in the news again. Let me see if I can pull that up. And once again, she is sharing her development, her surgeries. You get to go on the journey through her life and her recovery. And she's happy about the results. She has her stitches removed after a 7th reconstructive surgery and can finally skateboard again. Now, this was published 3 hours ago. So this is my first time seeing this particular story right here, or at least from Yahoo. Right? But yeah, she's sharing her journey. Okay? She's having a bunch of fancy operations. They're up in there with like a laser and they're zapping her lip. Well, I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you.
It is one thing.
You know what? You know what? Let's go to her channel. Let's go to her channel. God, I know she has something up there. Brooklyn, I know you might be listening. Are you listening? Are you listening? I have a question. Do you avoid pit bulls? Because, you know, it would be like the stupidest thing in the world if a person like this still continued to put their face in the face of a pit bull or any other bully breed. Right?
Warning on that.
She hasn't spoken on it at all. Not that I'm aware of. If any of you know about any video or whatever where she said she's not going around pit bulls again, which is what she needs to be saying. That's what I'm waiting to hear. Not only say that you avoid them, but advise others to avoid them. That is what will give us momentum. Got this massive platform, the media, the news, they're always in your face, asking you questions. They're always giving updates to this story, and we haven't heard nothing from you yet. Do you still pet pit bulls? Do you still hang out with pit bulls? Do you still go into people's homes who own pit bulls? I want to know that stuff.
Morning, whenever you are seeing this, I hope you know how
Wait
old you are.
Wait a minute. But I didn't want to play this, but she's just, she's getting all these crazy operations, and she's happy about the development of her upper lip. Listen, that's old at this point. We know that it's looking better and better. We don't even have to see it. We know that your skin is going to improve after they're doing a whole bunch of surgeries to it. There ain't nothing educational or inspirational about that. The human body heals. We don't have no control over that. What I want to know is your developing thoughts on dogs, whether it be large, vicious dogs or bully breeds. Do you still go around them, or do you now have cynophobia and you're not telling anybody? Do you at least have cynophobia for pit bulls, for bully breeds? Because if she avoids pit bulls, the doctors say that she has a mental disorder. Suffered a horrific attack. Her face actually was not that badly mutilated. Wasn't as bad as Jacqueline Duran. But her face got rearranged and it's permanent. She's still missing her top lip. And I want to know, are you avoiding pit bulls? Are you doing what makes sense? If your answer is yes, and you're doing what makes sense, which is avoid pit bulls, then what do you think about the medical industry telling you that you have a mental disorder because you avoid them? No, they're going to have to remove cynophobia. They're going to have to do something with it.
Preserve my teeth because I have to give a piece.
No, I don't want to. It's just a simple question. Do you avoid large dogs? Do you avoid any dogs? Do you at least avoid going into the home where a dog resides? Do you still pet pit bulls? You notice how victims of dog attacks like this, they are very careful not to say anything against dogs whatsoever. They're very careful. And I've just never seen anybody this committed to protecting the image of something else. Especially when you are a victim, an attack victim, have been mutilated by these same things. You think that you would be the one person who didn't care what anybody think. Yes, I avoid pit bulls, and you should too. Especially if you got kids, do not let your kids around pit bulls. Those are the types of things Brooklyn needs to be saying right now. But instead, she is just focused on being accepted. Oh, I don't want to rock the boat. You're young. But you're going to realize that that's not the way to live. Stand on the truth, logic, and common sense. People will feel you. You don't have to regurgitate the same thing that they're saying. Man, there are a lot of people who will be on your side far more than you think if you simply say, I avoid pit bulls. You're going to have a whole army of people applauding you for it.
No, she's not an awful human. She's trying to distract me, which is the nicest thing.
Stop. This is crazy. Now they're drawing her lip. They about to try to reconstruct her upper lip. Because right now, you know, she has no lip. It's just skin. Just skin. Now, what is it going to look like? What is that going to look like? Will it ever be the same? Do you have feeling in that upper lip? It has taken a mighty long time. It's been a long recovery. Look at all the hours and work that has gone into reconstructing her lip. How far removed are we? Was it like a year ago already? When did she get attacked? It's an awful lot, man. It's an awful lot. Now, this is back in 2020. Had her lip bitten off in 2020. She's still having surgeries right now. So isn't that a lot of work put into one upper lip? It sounds like you value your upper lip. That's what it sounds like. You've getting all these surgeries, and after each surgery, you hop on and tell everybody how good you feel and how happy you are because your lip is looking normal again, slowly but surely. So you value your lip, your upper lip, don't you? That's what it sounds like. So don't you think preserving your lip is more important than being around a dog? If so, why don't you tell us about it? I'm tired of these people who refuse to say anything against dogs, even after those dogs really ruin their life, permanently disfigure them. And that was 3 years ago. And you still telling me you haven't said anything against dogs in all this time? That is outrageous. Outrageous, that is unacceptable. No, I can't co-sign that. You still a nutter? Really? There ain't nothing interesting or captivating about sheep. It is clear to me that Brooklinn Khoury and other attack victims, they care more about what people think about them than they care for the truth, logic, common sense, and what makes sense. Protecting people. How crazy is that? Now, I personally believe Brooklinn Khoury and Jacqueline Durand have found at least one of my videos by now. I've heard at least one of my videos by now. And that's a good start. I'll take that. Brooklinn Khoury is 23. I don't know how old Jacqueline Durand is, but they're fairly young. So how long are you going to take to be an anti-dog person? Do we have to wait until you're 60, 70 years old? Huh? It's going to dawn on you eventually. You know, the older you get, they say the wiser you get. So the older you get, allegedly, the chances of you coming out and being an anti-dog person will increase. Have y'all seen Jacqueline Durand lately? Have y'all seen Jacqueline Durand lately? Wow, people. It is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's unbelievable. Now, brace yourself, people. Brace yourself. I'm going to share Jacqueline Durand. No, I'm not going to share it. I'm sorry. I'm going to just give y'all a link. Give you a link and let you check it out yourself. I'm sorry, people. I got to be real careful. Got to be real careful going forward. Now, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat room. Okay, what happened to it? Okay, my live stream is acting up. I got to refresh my live stream. Hope y'all bear with me. Oh, man, it's just too much. It's too much. I haven't heard anything from Jacqueline Durand either. Where is she? Where are these articles? Jacqueline Durand says she's never going around pit bulls ever again. She's not going around any large dogs ever again. Now, I want y'all to look at this. I am going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something because there are a lot of articles on this. So if there are articles on it, hey, it's not me. She has given us permission to look at her. Now, this is an article that surfaced today. Dog sitter who had most of her face torn off by two dogs shows off results of reconstructive surgery. And like someone else pointed out, I suspect she was just attacked primarily by one dog, the bully breed. Right? I think it was just the bully breed. Shout out to whoever pointed that out to me. Matter of fact, let me pull it up now. I want to pull it up. I got to show y'all this. Gotta show y'all this. Jacqueline Durand dogs. And this is why they said it. Look at the dogs that attacked her. The blood is all over the bully breed. See that? The bully breed. Very much covered in blood. Do you still go around? Now, she was about to dog sit these mutts. So she had no problem with bully breeds. She was not an anti-bully breed type of dog lover. And I have to point that out because there are a lot of dog lovers who are hell-bent against bully breeds. They cannot stand them and they want them to be banned. But she is recovering. She is currently recovering and looks similar to the recovery process that Brooklinn Khoury is going through. But dog lovers, really, this is worth the risk? You're willing to risk this happening to you just so you can rub on a dog? Really? It's that important? It's that pleasing to rub on the dog? You can't rub on nothing else, like something that's harmless, a rabbit. Doesn't even have to be living, a stuffed animal. Really? No, you have to have the real deadly threat. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And I have to chalk people up like that as lunatics. These are just lunatics. I value my life. I'm not willing to risk it for nothing. And y'all risk it for absolutely nothing. I don't have any kids, but if I had a family, there's no way I would risk this happening to any of them. There's no way. I do everything in my power to make sure that it wasn't even possible for something like this to happen. You bring a predator into your home and you have kids, you're a parent. You're saying that you're willing to risk this happening to them. And obviously you're comfortable with that. That doesn't bother these people. Young people, please, you don't want to be on the receiving end of this criticism. You don't. And people like me, we're going to be around for a long time, forever. For as long as this dog culture exists, we're going to be here. Be on the right side of truth, logic, facts, common sense. Do not be a dog nutter. And don't worry. See, a lot of people, I think they feel like they're going to be outcasts. Oh, if I turn against dogs, then nobody will like me. No, you'll have plenty of people right here waiting to welcome you. That's not a problem. The problem is the dogs, and they need to be gotten rid of. So, Brooklyn, if you're listening, I hope you're listening. Please fill us in on whether or not you avoid bully breeds. Do you at least avoid bully breeds? Do you at least avoid large dogs? Jacqueline Duran, are you still a dog sitter? She said that. Y'all remember she said that. She still wanted to do something for dogs. Really? I don't think that's the type of example that we should set for the next generation. We should not teach them to endanger themselves and then continue after they're injured or mutilated. Life-altering injuries. There's nothing smart about that. There ain't nothing smart or cool or magical about Brooklinn Khoury or Jacqueline Duran still going around dogs. All that is stupid. Nothing short of stupid. So let's hope that as many people as possible hear our message and turn heel. Most definitely. What is going on? It's hump day. There's a lot of people in here. What are y'all doing? Shout out to everybody up in the house. Right? Big shout out to Ashley up in the building. Good to see Ashley up in here once again. Buster Gundo. Shout out to you. Good to see people still hanging around. Lumpy Space Prince. I like that name. Yeah. And I don't like, that's another thing. I don't trust, you shouldn't trust people who are naked around dogs. Don't do that. Don't trust them. You know, don't trust people who are willing to be butt naked in front of a dog. Oh my goodness. Gerard the King in the house. Marquise Davis up in here. Gerard the King is inspiration for me, man. He's inspiration for me when, writing my book. He's the author of 7 books. I like that. I should have been writing books a long time ago. Serena, I see you. Equator. People, is there a way we can speed this thing up, this process up? I would prefer to just snap my fingers and be in a new world. That's not possible, so just gotta grit my teeth, roll with the punches. And yeah, it's crazy right now. I checked the news for the past week. Why isn't any politicians talking about it? Like the important people, you don't hear nothing from them. It's like, how is this possible? All these stories, you notice how it never gets the attention of like the governor You rarely hear the governor come out and say, hey, this is a problem. These articles are always popping up where they're telling us that dog attacks are on the rise. I'm telling you, just one surfaced a few hours ago. Let me see if I can pull that up. Right here. Well, here's two of them. One surfaced 21 hours ago, the other 3 days ago. Dog attacks up 34% in England and Wales. And here, the West Midlands sees a 66% rise in dog attacks. And do y'all notice, every time you hear about anything about dog attacks, it's always rising. And that's all it does. It'll rise 60, then 100, then 150, then 200. At what point do you stop? At what point do we get the attention of people with real authority and power to restrict the ownership of these things? Put some type of stipulation on them. It's making us look bad how nothing is being done. We're just sitting back looking at the increase in dog attacks and saying, there's an increase. Oh, 34%. Oh, look at that. Oh, dog attacks have increased. Oh, wow. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, I see that. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's dumb. That's dumb. I'm not going to participate in that. It's time for some action. And listen, you have the right to protect yourself. Don't sit in no community like these people have, being terrorized, afraid to come out of your house, afraid to let your kids. I couldn't imagine having a family with people in the neighborhood like that. Don't let your neighborhood, your community, be the source of terrorism. Got to start standing up to these people a whole lot sooner than later. Right? Shout out to Luis in the house, Per Kelly in here, my man Marquise Davis, Serena up in here, Esmeralda, Dion. What's going on, man? This week is going by slow for me. I hope it's just me. It's going by slow for me. I don't like this. Wednesday, I'm ready for Friday. So sad. Now, what is this? January, February, March. Now, spring is coming up. Spring is coming up. We got to stay spring ready. You know how it gets. Once it starts to warm up, here comes the nutters. Let's be ready this summer. 2023, we have to make it known we're not playing no games. We are not going to be terrorized in our own communities. I don't like to see people who bow down, and this was just one home, just two people terrorizing a whole entire block of people, a whole community of people. No, that should never happen. It's time to get bold and stand up for your freedom. That's literally, when you got nutters, especially owners of bully breeds in the community, they're restricting your freedom. You can't just go jogging. You can't just go walking. You really can't even play in your front yard. And don't even talk about your kids. You can't let them out. You have to live like you're under terrorism. Don't allow that. We don't have to accept that. And the laws on our side, they tell us that we can neutralize the threat. Let's start neutralizing them then. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this rant. This is basically a rant. And Brooklinn Khoury and Jacqueline Duran, if you're listening, I hope you respond to at least one of my questions. I want an answer. Are you still going around bully breeds? Because they were both attacked by bully breeds. Do you still pet them? Are you still going around them? I'd like to know. And I hope to see all of you back on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.